Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I decided to do a quick little tag video for you guys today because I know I haven't been active a lot, and that's really based on me. I've been gone a lot the past few weeks, so I haven't really had time to make content or read a lot. I have finished a few audiobooks, but that's basically it. But today, as you can see, I'm going to do the out of your comfort book tag. And basically what this is you create a rule for yourself. And the books that you normally talk about on your channel, you can't use for the book tag. So since I mainly talk about YA, I've decided to talk about anything but YA today. So adult, middle grade, children's books, whatever in that sense of books. So let's get started. So question one is a book that is an exception when it comes to genres or elements in books that you don't typically like. Okay, so I think I've talked about this in previous videos where I do not like history. I think it's boring. There's a reason it's in the past. The only thing that can really get me into history is reading books about Anastasia Romanoff and the Romanov dynasty, and that's mainly due to the 1996 musical 1997 musical movie Anastasia with Liz Callaway, Meg Ryan, Kelsey Grammer, Angela Lansbury, all of those, and that's been my favorite movie for like 20 some years. So yeah, I wanted to learn more about the Romanov dynasty, so a lot of those are just adult books, especially Nicholas and Alexandra, which is by Robert K. Massey, which is my favorite, which is the one that everybody says if you want to read about the Romanov dynasty and especially Anastasia, you should read that. So I read that and I ended up loving it, and it has elements that I don't really like. Again, with the I don't like history, which also is a genre I'm not really that fond of. Nonfiction, adult, I'm more of a young adult girl. So that was kind of a nice read for me. It was very long and very detailed, and sometimes I felt like I was reading it for like a history class instead of just for fun. But I actually did enjoy reading it and learning more about the Romanov dynasty. So the next the next question is a book you enjoyed from a genre you previously held some stigma about. So this book is Outlander, and I actually saw the first season, I believe, of the TV show before I read the book, and then I read the book, and I've been trying to keep up with at least one book ahead of season, but like I haven't had time to read The Fiery Cross, which is the 5th one, and they've started filming season 5, so I'm just like, no spoilers. But Outlander is a very complicated book because it has elements of science fiction, it has historical fiction, it's fiction in itself, it's adult, there's romance in it, there's a lot of romance in it, some steamy romance, so I really don't like steamy romance, except for A Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't really read that, and I knew going into the book that there was going to be scenes like that. You obviously don't. It's a Stars show, so you obviously will only see those kinds of scenes on HBO or Stars, and same thing I knew going into the Game of Thrones series or A Song of Ice and Fire, that there were going to be those scenes in there, and I was prepared for that. But I really, I like the science fiction of aspect of Outlander going between the 1900s and the 1700s and what of it. I'm just not a big sci-fi fan. I took a sci-fi lit class in college and I didn't really enjoy it, and that kind of put me off the genre, and I really just didn't find it that interesting. Maybe it's the books we've read. Whenever I hear the name Ursula K. Gwyn or some Ursula G. Gwyn, I think it's Ursula K. Gwyn, I have bad flashback memories of reading one of her books, and I'm just like, dear God, no, please. Please, please. I don't like her book. Well, I don't like the book that she wrote that we had to read for class. So I was kind of holding off on the sci-fi aspect of it, though it's not very large. It's a prominent part in the books. But I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. The next question is a book you didn't know was actually out of your comfort zone until you started reading it. And with this, I'm going to go with The Casual Vacancy. And I think part of this was that it was J.K. Rowling's first book after Harry Potter. And I think I was expecting a lot. It's also her first adult novel too, so I wasn't sure going into it. I didn't know it was out of my comfort zone. I wasn't expecting some of the romance to be what it was. I do not like politics, so I should have known right away it wasn't my cup of tea, because this whole thing takes place around an election. I don't remember that much of it because I didn't like it so much, but I just remember it taking the longest time because I found it very boring and very prolonging. I didn't necessarily don't necessarily think her adult books are my thing, or maybe it's just this one because there was a lot of things that I was just like, maybe I should put this down because I don't really feel comfortable reading this book. And the adult aspect kind of just threw me off guard because I had been so used to her reading or her writing as kind of quote unquote childish or for younger readers, that when it got to the steamy romance part, I was just like, okay, hold up, J.K. Rowling, hold up. No. I was kind of like, oh, okay, we're going there. The next question is pick a friend or booktuber that motivates you to pick up books you might not normally be interested in. What is one book out of your norm that they convinced you to give a try? So one of my friends for my, I want to say it was 13th, 14th birthday, gave me the Percy Jackson book, the first one, and I think this is actually her copy. She can tell it's very worn out. I love it very much, but I think this was actually her copy, she said, but she gave it to me, and I think I read about 10 pages of it, got bored, put it down. I have another friend who loves this series, and she was wearing her Camp Half-Blood t-shirt one day. I'm like, should I finish the series or like at least try and finish the book again? And she was like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you'll love it. And so I did, and I love it, and I just want to, they're never going to see this video, but I just want to put that out there to them, to thank them very much, because it has become one of my favorite series to date. The next book is a book that is out of your comfort zone that you would like to read. And this is Darksaber by Kevin J. Anderson. It is, I don't know what genre you could, or what like age group you could put this in, because every other book was adult except for Lightning Thief, which is middle grade. But this is like maybe adult, maybe like YA. I can't really tell anymore. This book is very old. It obviously takes part during the like in the Star Wars universe. It takes place after after the original trilogy, I believe. This has been sitting on my shelf for 2 years now. I read another Star Wars book that I really, really enjoyed called The Tatooine Ghost. And it just kind of gives you more outlook into what the characters go through afterwards. The terrible thing is there's like different writers, okay? So like it's like Doctor Who. It's like a timey-wimey kind of thing where it's just like, oh, well, this is conflicting because of this, but like, you know, all of these different authors have their own different things, and there are a lot of these books, and this is only the second book. And again, I don't really enjoy sci-fi, but I love Star Wars. So I'm going to give this book a chance. And I loved the other Star Wars book I read. So we're going to pick this up hopefully soon and see what happens. Hopefully my love of Star Wars will win out against my not likeness or hatred. It's not hatred, but like dislike of science fiction. The last question is, a book or genre so out of what you normally read that you'll probably never give it a chance or give it another chance. And this is The Girl on the Train. And this was a huge book, and then it became a movie starring Emily Blunt, and I so wanted to enjoy it. I think I got like 50 pages in or something, and I was just like, this is the most boring book ever. And I don't know what it was about that book. Maybe it was the writing. Because there wasn't any sci-fi in it. It's a murder mystery. Like, come on, how much better could that be? But, like, I never thought I would DNF that book, and I DNF'd to the book. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. This is just way too boring. I think part of it had to do with the fact that I'm, like, still not really an adult book kind of person. I've been reading YA so long for me now that, that the book community, of YA has just kind of taken over my life. I'm trying to read more adults. I don't necessarily know how that's going. I just keep buying more and more YA. I probably should read more adult, but yeah, The Girl on the Train just didn't do it for me. I want to see the movie though, see if that is actually better than the actual book that I tried to read but didn't. So that was just a quick little tag video for you guys to make up for the fact that I've been gone for a few weeks. I will see you guys again with another video, and bye!